Can I, madam?
Yeah, sir. Sure.
Okay, thank you. Vasudevasutam devam kamsachanuramardanam devaki nandam paramanam krishnam vade jagadgurum.
So we couldn't meet last week because of some inconvenience in the technical aspects.
No problem, no
So
problem.
today we are going to start on conflict management. Before we go ahead with the conflict management, first I want some clarification from you all. Do you all have any queries up to now? Regarding the subject,
queries.
you are following the subject, you are understanding and able to connect them, or you are stuck somewhere and you have any queries. So once you clarify me.
No queries.
Sir, please.
Madam, no queries. No, I was the queries, but you sent the remaining, no problem. Now I will update. No problem.
Okay, done.
Because I joined late, no, you sent that. I will follow that.
Okay. Sirisha ji. Sirisha Nandagiri, Sirisha, both of you. Yeah. No queries. You are able to follow everything.
Yeah, I think, yeah. No doubts.
No doubts. Done. At least
Madam,
no
before that,
confusion, right? See, Bhagavad Gita is endless, and application to life is also endless, but at least we should not, the complete confusion state is not there, right?
Yes.
Anita madam. Anita madam. Anita madam. Before that, I want to say belated happy Sankranti, madam. Belated
Thank
happy
you, sir.
Sankranti
Thank
wishes.
you. Wish you the same, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yeah, Sirisha garu, please tell me, do you have any queries? Shankar ji, Divakar ji, Rajalakshmi garu. No queries?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, the assignments which we have given, are you going to correct them and give us any feedback about, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Done. So we will move ahead with conflict management. Yeah. Right. So today we are going to talk about conflict management. So what exactly this conflict is? And is this, how far this is connected to Bhagavad Gita? So I want to just hear from you all in 2 lines from each one of you. Yeah, Upendra Gar, please tell me.
Madam, it is completely connected, madam, in our day-to-day life. See, whatever we want to do, we without our knowledge or with knowledge, automatically one conflict will come and will stay, will exist. So we always have tried to eradicate or we have tried to solve that conflict. Then only we can maintain the conflict management. As per my knowledge, that much.
Perfect. So how it is connected to Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad Gita tells us how to take steps to resolve the conflicts. What to application of steps. As per that steps, we can avoid the conflict.
Okay. Done. So Sirisha Nandagiri ji, your take on conflict and how it is connected to Bhagavad Gita? You are in mute. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Conflict can be our internal conflict, and it can also be external conflict with somebody, where we are not accepting the other person, or not accepting sometimes our own perceptions, like what is right, what is not right. These are all conflicts. So Bhagavad Gita will definitely, as Upendra Garu said, that it will give us the way how to come out of it, where both the parties, or we will have a proper understanding, and we can move ahead with that.
Okay.
We will not stuck at that point.
Okay. That's your take on that. Thank you. Divakarji. Madhusudan Garu. Yeah, please tell me.
Can I
Someone,
say
like,
something?
your voice is getting disconnected. Someone. Who is that asking a can I?
Vijaya here, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Conflict is something that two people thoughts are not on the same lines, and each one has their own different wavelength of thinking and thought process, and that's not matching to that common goal that both of them are thinking. That is where the conflict arises.
Done. How it is connected to Bhagavad Gita?
Ma'am, hello.
Yeah. 1 second, Shankarji.
As much as Krishna is saying
Lot of lagging is there in your
he should
voice.
do the war,
Vijayaji.
Arjuna, because
Ma'am, can I say?
yes, I'm outside today. I don't have a good network.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, this is Shipra. So I want to add. So conflict is like, because Arjun gets conflict between duty and the because he is conflicted whether should he follow the duty or should he see the attachment.
Very good. Wonderful answer. Thank you so much. I was waiting for this answer. Yeah. Then,
Ma'am, that is what I wanted to tell.
thank
You
you.
already told.
So you're just aligned with what we are going on. Just I want to confirm that aspect. Yeah. So Madhusudan Garu.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
please tell me. Yeah. Sorry, Mimali, weight change nanduku. Please.
I couldn't understand the question, ma'am.
Question. Okay. What is your opinion on this conflict and how it is connected to Bhagavad Gita? Because we are learning conflict management as a part of our level 1. So do you think it is essential, and why it is essential in your view?
Yes, ma'am, it is very essential. It is actually showing what is your aim of your life and what you have to do in life and how you have to do it. That is all we can learn it from it.
So how it is connected to Bhagavad Gita?
Connected to Bhagavad Gita one way, I can't express it, Jan. I can't express actually
Okay.
what Krishna was telling. I have to again. I have to digest it from something.
Okay.
I have to digest the gist of preachings of Sri Krishna.
Okay. Done. Yeah, Shankar Garu, you want to say something, please?
Pardon?
No,
Ma'am,
Shankar Ji.
actually, one of our students, madam,
No
has
problem.
told
You
us
can present it in
everything.
your own words.
Okay. Now Arjuna's attachments and emotions are in conflict with his duty as Kshatriya. And apart from Arjuna also, the remaining people also, like Dronacharya and Bhishma, everybody has their own attachments and their duties. And now Krishna is going to give a solution to this conflict, and he is going to explain us how to handle these conflicts through his answers.
Yes. So, anyone else? Anyone else want to add their words to this particular aspect? Yeah.
Ma'am, good morning. I'm Padmaja.
Yeah, Padmaja ji, please.
Ma'am, what I think is like in each chapter, Krishna deals with different kinds of aspects. So I think by going through each chapter, there is mention of this conflict management. What I feel, and before the starting the war, also Arjuna tries to resolve the conflict between both the parties, Pandavas and Kauravas.
Okay,
So this is what I thought.
nice.
So each chapter it mentions about different types of conflicts management, I think.
Okay, done. Any other inputs?
Madam, it is just like this. You do your duties without waiting for the result, without assuming any result, and you perform your duties without any without any fruit, expecting any fruit from it.
Okay.
That is your aim of the teachings of Krishna. You have
Okay.
to do it without expecting any fruit from the fruits or results from it. Whatever results may come, it is your duty. That's all.
Done.
That is what I understood.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Any other inputs? Anyone want to share your opinion on this?
Yeah, ma'am. I want to say one thing. Actually, I think it not only deals with the external conflicts what we face, but also it suggests that what we have in we deal with our internal conflicts also.
Okay.
Like what we learn in TA, transactional analysis, ID, ego, super ego. By following the guidelines of Gita, we can eliminate these internal conflicts.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you all so much. So we will start the topic now. So why I will be asking only questions and ready to listen answers from you all is to just check whether you are aligned with the thought process through which we actually initiated this particular program, and are you following the concepts and getting them interconnected with the slokas actually which we are practicing. So once again, when we talk about this conflict and conflict management, let me tell you in a few words, why did this Bhagavad Gita took a birth? It is the result of a conflict that was undergone by Arjuna. Don't you think? If Arjuna was not in a conflict state, he would have not approached Krishna. He would have not been in a position to give up his duty. Then Krishna would have not entered the screen and he would have not started telling about what to do, how to do, why to do. Right? So the basic of Gita itself has started because of conflict of this particular Arjuna. So always whenever you are going through the subject, always place yourself in position of Arjuna. And Arjuna is only fighting in one battlefield, and he was being taught Gita only for relevant to that battlefield because the attachments and duties were there in that particular aspect. But for us, every aspect in our life, we are connected to our attachments and duties, and we have a big clash among them. So I don't want to explain in detail like a theoretical part about conflict. You all know about it. So conflict is a big clash between yes or no state. We want something, we don't want something. So that big clash state is called as conflict. And why this is very much important is when we are under conflict, how to manage that state, because the conflict gives rise to, if at all it's unresolved, it gives rise to hell state. We will not be happy. We will be completely in all negative emotions will be capturing us. That leads to hell. And when we are in a position to capture, resolve the conflict state, then we will be in a heaven state. That is nothing but the happy, peaceful, and calm state. This is a basic funda. Second important aspect is we have to understand conflict management as first a generalized theoretical subject, then where Krishna also taught it in a different methodology. by using different kind of other techniques and tools. But we should know why to resolve a conflict in our life is very much important. And there is a possibility of arising a conflict. Okay, so conflict is basically divided into two types. So conflict can be between inner self, it could be with other person, it could be with other people, other group of people, or it can happen anywhere. It can be intra-conflict or inter-conflict. So what happens when a conflict happens in us? Because of the stress which we undergo, the state how we react would be like this. So what is this intra-conflict and what Arjuna underwent was the intra-conflict or not? Conflict happening within us. It's not like, I have some conflict with the other person or with my family, with my team in the office, or with a technical aspect which I'm dealing with or a technology. It's not like, a struck state with the external aspect, but an internal aspect itself, I'm struck with few decisions. Okay, I'm struck whether to take a step or not. Then that state is called as conflict state, and it is intra-conflict. It is happening within us. So don't you think Arjuna was in a state of intra-conflict? It is very easy for all of us to resolve internal conflicts with the other person, but intra-conflicts we really struggle a lot because always we are there. It's between us only, our own thoughts. So we should be very much thorough on working on this intra-conflicts. So what is the first type of conflict? What you can see here, the first type of conflict is approach to approach conflict. The first type of conflict is approach to approach conflict. You want to listen to Bhagavad Gita class, at the same time you want to watch TV. You want to play with your kids, at the same time you want to take rest for yourself. So here you have two particular goals. You want this, but you are unable to spend your time or amount or anything on both of them at the same time. Then what happens to you all? You undergo that particular conflict. When the conflict comes, then obviously the stress arises because you are unable to make a decision. So whenever you are undergoing any conflict, first understand what kind of conflict state it is. So here you want both of them. You want TV, you want your kids. You want to have a delicious food, you want to rest. So if you do one thing, the other aspect cannot be fulfilled. So there is a big question mark between both of these two, and that is called as approach to approach conflict. Done. Then the next type is avoidance and avoidance conflict. Okay, see this particular slide, actually when I did some training for other company, I have made it. So it is in a very generalized way. So we will talk in a generalized everyday life. What happens is like, if at all a man is there, he don't want problems from either his mom or for wife. So he want to avoid from this side and that side. But is it possible? It's not possible. Then again the conflict arises. So don't you think Arjuna is undergoing this avoidance and avoidance conflict? Or what exact the conflict state was Arjuna undergoing?
Same.
He don't want to kill his own people. At the same time, he is feeling strange to quit to do on the battlefield. Pardon?
He wants the kingdom back at the same time, but he don't want to fight with his own people.
Exactly. So he don't want to give up on war. He don't want to kill his own people. So either of the things he is unable to do. he is having multiple excuses, tremendous stress in his mind, so he is unable to take a step forward. He's completely occupied with the confusion state. Then what happened? He started bringing n number of excuses to postpone that particular aspect. In the same thing, I want you to write one conflict state in your life, which is approach to approach, and another conflict state in your life, which is avoidance and avoidance conflict. Till date, from past 1 year, what is that one conflict state that you are undergoing? One situation, or could be one concern in your life. That is.
Can you repeat avoidance to avoidance conflict?
Pardon?
Can you repeat avoidance to avoidance conflict?
I don't want either this, nor I don't want either this. I don't want either of them. But I am in a position like, I have to choose either of them. So what is happening? I don't want this, I don't want this. Arjuna don't want to give up on the one. Is he willing? Because he knows as a Kshatriya, he need to perform his duty. But he don't want to give up on that. That's the first part. Second part, if at all he don't want to give up on that, what is the option left over to him? He have to fight with his own people. Then he don't want to fight with his own people also. That's why what is happening to Arjuna? He's undergoing tremendous stress. If at all Arjuna clearly knows that I can give up on my duty, then he would have easily done that. Arjuna clearly knows that he can give up on his duty, he would have easily done that, and there is no conflict, no confusion, no stress, no excuses at all. But Arjuna knows he can't do that. That's why what is he's trying to do? Because he's in a conflict state, that yes or no clash, can't move this side by doing a war, can't move this side by killing his own people, not giving up. What is happening to him? Do you remember the first chapter, last slokas? His anxiety symptoms, life may, giving up symptoms, all these have arisen. Depressive symptoms, all these have arisen because of that state in him. Now clear with avoidance to avoidance?
Yes.
Done. Can you write one situation in your life? Just recall.
Mother and wife and goal conflict.
Yes, apart from that, anything else?
Goal conflict, ma'am.
Because they have negative balance. Like, both of them have negative impact. Either I do this or that, I will be having a negative impact. So I don't want to come out of my comfort zone. I sit at home, people will give homework at my home. I go to office guys will give me office work. So I don't want to do both of them. I am forced to do opt one of them. So that creates a conflict for them, which to opt, right? So till date, what you have undergone?
Avoidance to avoidance, ma'am, I will tell you. I want to read the newspaper early in the morning, and I want to read Bhagavad Gita also early in the morning.
Okay.
Either I want to avoid this newspaper, or I want to avoid, but I have to avoid Bhagavad Gita. But I'm not able to avoid both of these things.
Avoid?
Any of these things I am not able to avoid.
Okay.
I am not able to avoid any of these things. Either
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita or newspaper in the morning.
Okay.
That is my dilemma.
Done. Do you think that is avoidance to avoidance or approach?
I thought it is avoidance now.
Approach, ma'am. That is comes under approach.
Okay.
Is it approach? No, I'm not sure. Approach to
Approach has positive balance. Understand it has a positive impact. If at all you attend Bhagavad Gita session, you love the interesting conversations between you and me. If at all you sleep, you enjoy your sleep. So you will have comfort here, you will have comfort there, but you don't know what to choose. So that is approach to approach. In avoidance to avoidance, if at all you try to explain your wife, she will be angry on you. So you will have a bad result. If at all you go and try to convince your mom, then also you have a bad impact. So that is also a problem. So you are having a negative balance here. That is avoidance to avoidance. But you are stuck, you have to approach either of them. Here I will tell you one example of a case. Okay, there is a man who is married. His marriage is love marriage. Okay, their love relationship is about 8 years. With acceptance of parents, they have married. Okay, so they stay in separately, not including with the parents. But as the son is the only son to his mother, she intervenes in every aspect of the son. Because mother, right from the childhood, she gave all her time on developing the extra activities of the son, and all her world was only son, because her husband has bipolar problem. Because of husband's bipolar problem, she was separated from everyone in the family, because she started protecting her family from everyone, and she became overprotective towards the son. In such an environment, that son got married to some girl, and now everything is fine. So every time mother starts intervening in their family matters, which son cannot avoid, because he got used to his mom's over comparing and love and that secured